did watch our last video, we broke the Camaro, surprise, surprise. Broke the drive shaft in half going through the traps. It's hurt a lot of stuff. Could have been a lot worse though. It actually shot the drive shaft across the racetrack to my mom's lane. Luckily she missed it. Ryan's got the 67. He ended up going 1222 yesterday. Mom was running 1050s in her Corvette. We put a converter in my dad's car yesterday, a new torque converter, and it ended up going 957, I believe it was. Ed's got his Corvette. He just won a personal best. We put a engine in Kirkham's car, you know, the L89 that we had put in the orange Camaro that didn't end up making power, so we pulled it back out and put the ZL1 motor back in. It found its way down here to the racetrack, and we stabbed it in this old guy's Corvette, and he is going to be nice enough to let me drive it at least once, and if I don't do the job, he's going to take over. This is the motor that was in the Camaro probably, I don't know, 4 days ago. We got her stabbed in here last night, and it rained last night, so nobody got a second qualifying run. Gonna go out for open comp in this thing. They just called us. This thing's ready to go, so I'm gonna put cameras on it, and we're gonna go make a pass. Just gonna leave soft, make sure this thing goes straight, does everything it should. I've actually never driven this car before. Launch is totally different than the Camaro, so I kind of don't know what to expect. Before you roll through. First pass in the car, I wanted to let Kurt, the guy I was racing, just get a clean pass. Didn't know how this thing was going to feel. 147.26. Holy cow, that was only a 148.60 foot. Guys, I don't know why this motor didn't make any horsepower in the Camaro. I just don't understand. $147.26. That's almost parachute territory. Alright guys, we are in open comp again. We are, I think this is our third and last open comp qualifier. Thing was a little lean, but nothing to worry about. Air fuel wise, thankfully I got the camera in here to check because I was watching all sorts of everything but the air fuel gauge, even though it's right in front of you. Moved the tack so I can see shift points now. I just want to launch again. It's easy to do something once, it's hard to do it multiple times. So having problems with the hood latch. I actually broke the hood latch in it in the staging lane, so hood might come up. So if it starts raising the hood, I'll get out of it, but I just want to get another launch under my belt before we go on to a fast qualifying round. afraid of spinning the tires in the Camaro. I've had O lights in this car, well, never mind. With the drag radials on the Camaro, and now with this thing that shouldn't spin, I've had O lights. I was an L88, kind of on the crappy side, but 929 at 148, went 590, 598 at 119 in the 8th mile. 598, that's flying. My dad's been trying to get me to build a Corvette for a couple of years now. I'm very stubborn. I love it when people tell me I can't do something and then I do it. That's kind of what drives me and what I do. But I think I might build a Corvette.
Well, what'd you do?
You already know what I did. Everybody already knows. What the heck? It went 598 at 119. This Corvette life is so easy.
Jeez.
I don't understand how.
Look at that mile an hour.
I don't understand how or why it works. I'm speechless. I don't know. If I used the Camaro's technology on a Corvette, it would go 8s out here tonight. It would go mid 130, 60 foot. All right, guys, this will be our first pass and fast. We should have got a qualifier last night. Larry obviously missed that because we were putting an engine in. But we've had 2 open comps this morning. Cars run awesome. Maybe I'm just starting to get comfortable and hearing different noises. Alright, so that last pass actually did reset the record. 935, 147 and change, I believe it went. It's been a little bit since that pass. That pass was kind of weird. The shock was loose. I heard that noise in the burnout box, and it kind of messed me up. I was really late on the tree. I didn't launch like I wanted to. Listen to me act like I know what I'm doing in this thing, but I just, that shock noise kind of scared me. I thought it was the engine, threw it to neutral, revved it up a couple times. Knew it wasn't the engine, so just sent her down. Don't understand why that motor went in the Camaro, made 30 horse less than the aluminum motor that's in it right now. And this car right now is trapping 148 mile an hour with that motor in it. Just we're all kind of very confused right now. Super happy, very confused. So getting ready to call us up. They called 2 classes before us, so we're gonna get the car ready and head up there. All right, guys, well, since we're down a qualifying run since it rained the other day, this is supposed to be round 1, but this is gonna be another qualifying run. Sun went down. Track should be fast. Should be very fast. So I think I'm gonna leave harder than I've ever left on this thing. try to make this thing hook hard. On a small tire should not be this easy. That should have been a mid-20 pass. I don't know what happened to our mile an hour, but that was a 143 60 foot. Man, that should have been like a 25. It only went 147.01 and went 148.30 this morning. This is kind of fun. I don't have this much fun in the Camaro, to be honest with you guys. I hate to say it, but this is fun.
You can see on the front it says Virginia Performance. You can't buy those heads anymore.
She's got the same thing going on as mine, where they're all TIG welded to the fucking.
Yep. And this don't have the key lifters. This doesn't have the big lifters in it. This doesn't have the Chrysler size lifters. It doesn't have 55mm cam, which I wanted to change. But we just had these parts kind of like laying at his place. He said, "I'll just throw it together with these and worry about it later."
Looks good.
All right,
Looks good.
put it back together.
Alright guys, so that clip you just saw was Dave Dudek, one of the organizers in Fast, making sure that Kirkham's car here is legal. And that was late last night. We loaded everything up and went to bed because we were whooped. So today, getting ready to call us. This thing is ready to go. We have 6 cars in Fast right now. 2 of them broke. Dave Dudek dropped a valve, and as you guys know, the Camaro launched the drive shaft. So I actually get a buy, Don G and the Chevelle gets a buy, and then my mom races my dad. Me and Don are gonna race now just for the heck of it. We each get our buy and move on to the next round. Next round we'll actually race each other and see who advances to the finals.
So we're back in the lanes for, what is this? Round 1 of Fast. I'm with the yellow Duster, and he's running, I think he's running about 1250s, right around there. And if I can keep this thing together, not slip the clutch like crazy, we'll see. It should be a really good race. But Jordan's right in front of me in Kirkham's car, and he's got a buy run, but he's racing with Don. So getting ready to go up and see what she'll do.
goes, I guess. Try to put on a show for the 12 fans they got in stands.
Round 2 of fast, factory stock. I've got Jeff in the green Nova, almost the same color as this. He runs high 11s, so it should be a real close race. If I don't, if I can make a clean pass, who knows?
Alright guys, fast final. Raced my dad in the black Corvette. Me, obviously, in Larry's car. Kind of wish it was the Camaro I was racing him in, but probably got a better chance driving this thing. Still got a decent headwind. I'm looking at the flags right now. So, I mean, there's one guy holding his hat right now. So, it's probably 10-15 mile an hour consistent headwind right now. We'll see how that plays out. It didn't help us earlier today. This thing had a killer 60 foot. And I'm gonna try to get a killer 60 foot again and try to go low 30, high 20. If I make any sort of mistake, he'll be right there. So I gotta try to get this thing out of the hole and go.
slow driver.
I don't know about that.
Nice run. Oh, you treat him? 60 foot?
It had the 60 foot.
You had the 60 foot.
The mile an hour's down.
I see it is.
The wind.
The wind is still a wind.
He won't know.
Still a headwind.
This thing's a bracket car.
That's what I said.
It's a freaking bracket car. Wow. How close was it?
Oh, it wasn't close.
210.
I could see him out of the corner of my eye when we left, and then
Yep.
I didn't even look.
Beautiful. Great job.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Did exactly.
Doing a leak down on the Corvette, making sure the engine's fine. It's kind of something we do all the time. It did drop a little mile an hour, but there's a pretty serious headwind right now, and that's probably why the mile an hour was down. That last run, we ended up bettering the record. Went 931 with a 2. Previously was 931 with a 5, I believe. That was a 140, 160 foot. I mean, there's all these records. They're not really records, just kind of made up records. But ET record is seriously a record. And then it also took the mile an hour record at 140. I don't know if it went 148 in fast. I know it did it. It went 148.30 in open comp, I believe. So it does have the mile an hour record, 147 or 148. Doesn't sound good. Ooh, not again. Ooh. Did take the 60 foot record. 141 is the record now. Got that this weekend. Actually, last pass that went 140, 160 foot. So that thing is freaking working. The car is fast. Huge thanks to Larry for pretty much telling me to drive it. I told him I didn't really want to, but he said, no, you're driving. Huge thanks to Larry. Huge thanks to my dad. Huge thanks to everybody. This was not just 1, 2, 3 person deal. There's so many people involved. BES for building the engine, Larry for the car, my dad, Sean Mahaney for bringing us the engine. I just called him, said, hey, when you leave work, I need help. Sean will drop anything he's doing to come and help us. Huge thanks to Matt for going out and helping Sean load up the truck, get the cherry picker and all that. Everybody here pitched in and helped when we were putting that motor in. There were guys, you know, bringing us tools, and I know I borrowed a tool from Jeff Hansel like 3 or 4 times, just one 12-point quarter-inch, because we didn't have one. But I mean, everybody pitched in and helped. It was a huge group effort. It was actually pretty cool, and honestly, it was weird. I got kind of emotional crossing the start-finish line, so I didn't get excited or nothing like that. I looked over, saw my time, and knew I had won, and just sat there in silence for a while, because for all that hard work to come together and actually work, and everybody's hard work together. So sad about the Camaro breaking. We'll get it back together. I need to get it up in the air, see how bad the damage is, see what the transmission looks like. That's kind of what scared me too, is shooting the drive shaft out like it did, tearing the tail shaft up, tail shaft housing, all that. So we need to get the tranny out of it. Don't know if we're gonna make it to the Empire race. Possibly not the Empire race, I don't know. The black Corvette motor is seriously down on power. Hey buddy, my buddy Hank, he loves coming to the racetrack with us. The black Corvette is hurt on power. Really, ever since we blew the head gasket at Norwalk, the thing has been down. The black Corvette should run every bit of as good as Larry's car is running. The black Corvette's been a 933, not at an official fast event, but it's been 933. So we got to figure out what's going on there. It's down big on mile an hour. It would go 146 mile an hour, but something's off on that thing. The orange Camaro, as you guys know, the engine's hurt in that too. But one thing we got to figure out, and we're going to figure out probably tomorrow night, is why that motor made power in this thing and went fast, didn't make power in the Camaro. I don't know if the dyno's wrong. I don't know. We've got so many questions about that. Like, we've been scratching our head all weekend. But let me show you this trophy. This trophy's pretty cool. I've been wanting one of these since this whole thing started. I'm not a trophy person, honestly, if I can get it out of here. But being that this trophy has the Horsepower Depot logo in it, let me get it right. That is cool. My dad's got a few of these. Larry's got a bunch of them. I haven't got one yet, so I had to borrow a car to make that happen, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So that's gonna be it for this video. This is gonna wrap up our NMCA Indy videos. We'll keep you guys updated on the Camaro's progress and the engine and all that. We plan on going to the track next week with that engine back in the Camaro. So we'll probably do a video on that. But for right now, it's gonna wrap up. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad and the good, till I handle every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I